Hi there, welcome back to Gray's Gardening. My name is Gray and today's video is all about uncovering and taking off the protective layering from, what are these you might think? What is inside here? These are the Musa Basjoo banana trees. These are my pride and joy at my allotment, otherwise known as the hardy banana or Japanese banana. These really are the monsters or the giants of this allotment plot. So today is about taking off its protective covering that's got it through the winter. As you can see, there's already plenty of growth that's come on just in the last couple of months. So let's take these coverings off. Let's see what's in there because there's likely to be some extra bananas also growing deep inside. Just before I do, I just want to show you that my gunnera plant has also sprung back into life. Talking about giants, this is known as dinosaur food or the giant rhubarb due to its huge leaves, but right now they're little babies, and this has been in this pot for about 5 years, and I think it's completely pot bound and root bound. If you're wondering, it sits inside a bath, and that bath is full of water because the gunnera likes to keep his feet wet. It's a boggy plant and it really does not like to dry out at all. If you would like to see how I separate this and create maybe 3, 4 or even 5 new plants from this one big gunnera, please hit like and subscribe and see this on future videos. Right, now back to what this video is all about, getting all this off and exposing the big banana. So at the start of winter, or just the end of autumn should I say, last year I chopped these right back, literally chopped them in half. The banana tree, it's a fibrous leaf, it's not actually tree. There's no wood in there at all, so it's all just made up of leaf, and each leaf just grows and grows and grows in almost a circular nature and just keeps coming up through the middle of the plant. So even though I've wrapped these up, they are supposed to be hardy down to -10 degrees Celsius. I don't like taking the chance. I'd rather wrap them up just in case, and that seems to have worked for me year on year. These started from just one banana tree. I planted one banana tree in maybe 8 years ago, and they multiply. I dig them out, I put them in pots and move them around. I've got another one over there, I'll show you in a minute, and they just keep coming up from the base. So this one seems to have grown the most, and I just want to show you where I cut it back to, and you can see the different layers in there. So I just cut it literally in half last year. It was about 12 foot high and I reduced it down to about 3 foot, but you can already see the layers. So I chopped it to there, then the first one grows, there's the next one, and it always comes through the middle. You can see that there. This is the new leaf coming all the way up to the peak, and then inside there will be, or should I say coming out of the top will be the next leaf, and so on and so on. And I fully expect this one to reach anything up to 12 to 15 feet, but right now he's got his fleece on, he's probably a bit warm. Inside here we've got 1, 2, one growing down there, 3, and one in front is 4. Now sadly this one here, if you can just see, that one produced bananas last year. There was actually bananas growing on it. I did not believe I would ever get bananas growing in the UK in our climate, but we got a nice big bunch of bananas. They are not edible, they're only little tiny things, but the flower it sent out and the ornamental look and feel of the whole banana plant is why I grow these. And I was warned that if it produced bananas, the plant itself would die, but obviously this is why it sends up the pups. It sends up the new bananas all around it, just in case it does produce bananas, the plant or the family can continue growing. So let's get the covering off, let's see what's inside. Right, so for this one I just wrapped some carpet around it, some old carpet. I've secured that on with some string, so time to cut the string off. And that just protects everything inside there. I did think I made a mistake because we got quite a bit of snow in January in the UK, and all the snow fell inside this and it acted almost like a bin, and stayed frozen in there for a good 2 to 3 weeks, and I thought, is that frozen the bottom? But no, it's fine. They've survived even that. So I might use this technique again. But as you can see, the one behind it with just the fleece wrapped around it seems to have grown a lot quicker than these did. These can put on up to 4 meters worth of growth in one season alone. So these are how they looked last year. As you can see, they're 12 to 15 feet in height. And then again, they were chopped back to this level. So let's get all this out. Let's get the carpet off. There's all kinds in here. I've got some fleece, got some cardboard, got some bubble wrap. As you can see, it has collected a bit of water. Plenty more cardboard. Most of this can be reused again. So I'll put it into my shed, dry it off, maybe leave it in the greenhouse for a bit, let it all dry. Put some of this cardboard into the compost bin. That's already started to compost down, but it just stayed wet. But I will be able to use it again. So just showing you exactly what went in there. It was basically a load of things that I found in my shed that I thought that will act as good insulation and keep these big Musa Basjoo banana trees nice and protected over the winter. You do have to be careful when you're removing all this, because one year I found a little nest from a sparrow was in there. Luckily it already left by the time I did this, but just be careful. And I'm pretty sure mice might also find that as a nice little house or home over the winter. But I can't see anything this time, so I think we're okay. Okay, I'm hoping you can see this a bit better now. His winter coat has been taken off. They are now exposed. As you can see, each one is where I cut them down, literally sliced them in half. There's our first growth, next growth. Now, the tips of them do get black at this time of year, but if I pull that off, in fact, that might be a bit premature, but that's just a bit of frost damage. So each night when the temperatures really dip, the tips get frosted, they go black. But the next one, as you can see that there, the next one is just now growing through. Maybe I should have left that on a bit longer, but it'll be fine. I don't need to worry about that. There's the one that died because it produced the bananas. And then next to it is the pup that came out last year. That was cut right down to there. We've grown to here and we're coming up now. And there's the new one poking out. As you see, there's the frost damage, but there's the next little bit of green, bit of tip coming through. Once it gets a bit warmer, I will take off some of this bark. That's there to protect it for now. Then there is still the chance of the odd frost, so I'll leave that on. But also, little creepy crawlies can get inside there and potentially do a bit of damage, so you can take off some of that bark. Plus it doesn't look too sightly, so you can peel it off, but I'm going to leave it on for maybe another few weeks. Here's the one at the back. Here's another pup that's already come up. That's a nice green coming through. And then right in the middle down here, we've got 1, 2, 3 more. There's another one, 4. And when they get bigger, I can actually cut them out, or they might be a bit tricky because they're right in the middle of it all, but often you'll get them round the sides, you get them round here, and they're easier to dig out. Don't know what that is. Yeah. Anyway, that's them done. Let's take the covering off this one. Okay, so same again, I've just got to take off the string. So although these are called the Japanese banana, they're actually native to southern China. But many years ago, they were taken over to Japan and then really grown on all over Japan, which is why they're often referred to as the Japanese banana. But now they're grown all over the world, mainly because ornamental leaves. I definitely grow them for the tropicalness of them. It's a real big talking point that you can say to your family and friends that you've got a banana tree or multiple banana trees growing in your garden or your allotment in the UK, it's absolutely fantastic to have. And as I say, these are really, really easy to grow. Once you've planted them in, once you've avoided the frosts, they will grow and grow and grow, and there's no looking back after that. Really easy to care for them. As I say, they're not a tree. They only have quite shallow roots, and you can just chop them in half to limit the size as you see fit. Right, that's actually that's actually a plant cover to protect your soft fruit from the birds. So I'll be reusing that. That's now done its job over the winter. As you can see, I did do another layer of cardboard. So this one really has been extra protected. Okay. Wrap it off, covering off, clothes off. You can see now just the true size of it coming right down to the base. We've already got a little pup growing down here, so once that gets a bit bigger, a bit stronger, I'll either leave it in, so I've got two on this side, or I can dig that out. As you can see, there's lots of ants down there. They'll all disperse now. They're probably having a fine time wrapped up in there. I'm sure they won't do it any harm, but they'll all move on now and find shelter elsewhere. But there we go, little baby. So banana trees are out. And here's the little baby one I moved last summer. It was one of the pups from the master tree, and again just covered this over to protect it, and that should come straight off. Oh, we've got two. We've got two. There it is. There's the one I planted in, and already now I've got a new pup growing next to it, which I might leave in, or again might dig that one out when it gets a bit bigger. You can dig them out and move them as long as they've got, you can get some root out with it. So let's give it a bit longer, and then I might move it over and have it on this side, and then again just got a bit of symmetry. As you come through the archway, you're going to be hit by two big bananas. Just move back, try and give you an idea of just why I planted them here. It's to give me a nice little walkway into the greenhouse. Obviously that gunner will be getting moved, and then I've got the big bananas either side, and the sun comes up behind it, meaning that they won't cast any shadow onto my polytunnel or my greenhouse. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it educational and informative. If you do like it, if you do want to see more videos like this, if you want to follow the progress of the Musa Basjoo bananas, please remember to like, comment and subscribe so you're kept up to date of how they're getting on. So for now, take care everyone, and see you next time. Bye now.